We really do have the best audience.
I mean,
I know.
We appreciate everyone so much. And fun fact, it's just us girls here today. That's literally
the best show ever.
We're all beautifully saddled with these, and we're here to talk about it. And I'm joined by two of our Drew crewers, our family, Valerie Bertinelli. Woo! And Dr. Kameelah Phillips, who is OBGYN. And also comedian, actress, and goddess, Broad City, babes, it never ends, Ilana Glazer. And I watched your special last night, and it just couldn't have been more incredible.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Drew. It means so much coming from you. You're an icon, and you bring humanity to this world every day, and we are so grateful for you. Thank you for saying that.
I was always so excited when I made it into Broad City.
Yes.
My name, I was like, I have arrived. I am in Broad City.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to talk about some breast terminology, limitations that we have, because it is a show where we can't say certain words.
We are on daytime.
However, there's so many creative terms for thy breast that, I mean, I think we're going to be pretty limitless.
Sure.
According to Slate, we have been referring to breasts in a goofy way since actually the Middle Ages. So let's, you want to go back through the years and let's hear what they used to call them back. In the 1600s, they were called apples. Okay. In the mid-17th century, globes.
Love globes.
Globes is good. 18th century, bags.
Bags cracks me up.
Bags is okay, but it's not as beautiful as a visual.
Well, it's not as perched up high and round.
Yeah, you think of sad.
Yeah.
Right. And in the 21st century, God bless us here in the 21st century, we call them sweater potatoes.
No.
Okay, so why is everyone obsessed with
It's gonna happen.
Here's a bowl of things we can call them.
Okay, so thank you. I actually didn't think I was going to need this, and now I'm already out. Bubbies. Why are we so obsessed with bubbies?
Bubbies, think of breasts. They're gorgeous. In my opinion, breasts are absolutely stunningly beautiful.
Yes,
in
agreed.
all shapes, all sizes.
Agreed.
You know, from smallest to biggest. I just think they're beautiful, and I don't know if that has to do with, like, do I think they were as beautiful before I breastfed or after I breastfed? Is this coming to me now? Because when I remember when I was in my 20s, I was more embarrassed by them and shy of them. In my teens, forget about it. I hated being made aware of them because I was a tomboy. But I just, when you look at breasts, I mean, look at Marilyn Monroe.
It's an evolution,
they're
though,
beautiful.
right? Breasts aren't, sandbags.
Sandbags. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. I call mine the girls. But
the girls is good.
So
I've done
cute.
that.
Or breasts. I mean, it's an evolution, right? You didn't feel the same way about your breasts when you were 10 as you did when you were 20, as you did when you were 30, maybe breastfeeding. Now 40, you got to go get your mammogram. So it's an evolution of how we see and envision them, and also what they mean to me. So culturally, I think they're beautiful. I think they're gorgeous in any size, shape, or form.
Think of the women's anatomy and then think of the men's anatomy. I mean, not that it's ugly, but it's because it's not, you know. I think you know what I'm talking about. I mean, come on, ladies. We've all seen them, right? If we've had, no?
There is a sensuality with women, because even though I think knockers, but talking about breasts feels not taboo, not inappropriate.
They are literally the life force. Because I mean, I fed my son for 6 months with my lady bubbles.
Lady bubbles.
What was your experience like when you had your child? You know, did you look at your own... By the way, it's going to be a comedy runner. Milk makers, how perfect. There you go. I mean, thank you, whoever sent that my way.
Oh my gosh.
Did you look at your milk makers as you needed them to literally be milk makers? Did you think... let me ask you this. I found it very strange when people would come up to me who I didn't know and ask me if I was going to breastfeed.
Oh, bizarre.
I was like, what are you talking about? We don't really know each other.
Right.
And yet you're talking about my personal anatomy. But medically speaking, do people just think, and evolutionarily speaking, hey, this is just how it goes, so there isn't a taboo in the conversation? And what was your own personal journey?
Well, I think that's because women's bodies are policed
politicized.
hard, politicized, policed, for sale, commodified. So everybody, even women, think that they can reach out and touch you, ask you about what's under your clothing in a crazy way that we don't do to men. But
it's true.
It's crazy, and it's like we don't even realize that we're making ourselves property or accepting the narrative that we are property when we ask, like, "Are you gonna have a second kid? Did you breastfeed? And for how long?" And it's like, why don't we become friends, and then I'll tell you about my Then I'll tell you about my chest. Oh, that's appropriate.
Okay, so you admittedly breastfed, like, and I say admittedly not because it's something wrong, but you have opened that conversation. You opened that door.
Now, this was 33 years ago. So it was a long time ago that I breastfed.
When it wasn't really encouraged,
well,
right?
I don't know if it was or not, and I know that I had trouble doing it in the beginning. Like, it was hard.
Yeah.
It was hard for him to get to latch on. It was hard, but I was determined to do it. And there are some women that end up not breastfeeding, and that's okay too. Like, you're allowed to do what you want to do.
100%.
Absolutely.
Our bodies are our bodies, and we need to embrace and love them as they are today in the body you're in.
Okay, there's also like a whole evolution that you go through with your melons. What was the first time, or what is your first memory for you with your melons? Cans.
I first, as you saw my stand-up special, and I talk about developing very young, and I was scared, man. I was scared. And my mom has smaller breasts, so she didn't really quite know what to do with them either. I started like budding at 9.
Wow.
Yeah, and I remember my mom being like, "Oh God, we gotta get this situation in control." You know, it was really like, I was not, it was kind of scary.
All right, hold that thought. Put a metaphorical bra on. We'll be right back.